Hello and welcome to a new episode of Africa Today. Africa has been beaming with rapid growth, and a number of business brands have become to compete on the global stage. Details on the following report.
Africa is fast-pacing, and the continent has seen 30 years of brand building with key giants competing in the global space. This is a shared testament which was evident at last week's 4th annual Africa. The scope of coverage sampled people in 22 countries with the main function of finding out which brand participants most valued and admired. These included South Africa's telecommunications provider. Uganda was ably represented by one of East Africa's largest household goods manufacturers. The company stood among the continent's giants, beating off competition from a horde of Nigerian companies to become the 5th most admired brand on the African continent. Nigeria, as always, fought through the ranks, posting 5 companies among the most valued brands. Africa, which has been ranked as one of the fastest-growing economies across the globe, continues to present tests to companies amid heavy currency depreciations, among other challenges. The rankings, first launched in 2011, were last held in Nairobi, Kenya in 2014 in partnership with the Kenya Securities Exchange. In 2013, they were held in New York in partnership with African business on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. Brand Africa 100 proprietary approach with a database of nearly 200 million users in emerging markets.
And moving to the Indian nation, where Egypt is taking part in the India-African Summit, which is taking place in New Delhi. This is witnessing the participation of 54 African states. During an interaction with African journalists ahead of the 3rd India-African Forum Summit in New Delhi, India Prime Minister sought to reaffirm the strong between the Asian nation and Africa. Details follow.
Egypt is taking part in a 4-day summit gathering India and African states. The summit is the biggest gathering of foreign dignitaries in New Delhi since the 1983 non-aligned summit. 2 previous India-Africa summits, the first in New Delhi in 2008 and the second in Addis Ababa in 2011, were smaller events with only representatives from select African nations participating. India is Africa's 4th largest trading partner after China, the US and the European Union. Over the past decade, the two-way trade between India and Africa has witnessed a massive surge from $5 billion in 2006 to the current level of over $70 billion. India currently has oil investments in Mozambique, South Sudan, Egypt and Libya, and is also the biggest importer of crude oil from Nigeria. However, despite the rise, the bilateral trade still lags behind China's trade with Africa, which currently stands at $200 billion. Like India, which primarily imports crude oil and gas from the region, China's trade with Africa is largely import-driven, with the world's 2nd largest economy taking petroleum mostly from Nigeria, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, Cameroon, the Republic of Congo, Gabon, South Sudan and Sudan.